All right, folks, welcome to the September 21st, okay? And we're going to be doing, okay, we're at the, what is this now? We're at the very end of the third quarter, heading into the fourth quarter. As you can see, even with this craziness going on, we still have all kinds of, business going on, stuff happening, things, looking good. What was it? Somebody was telling me in Arizona, they have 0.6 months of inventory in the market. I know in Orange County, it's like 0.5. Nevada's got to be getting close to a month or less. I don't know the exact numbers. Amanda, do you know? It's got to be right around that, though, right?
Right around there.
Right around there would be accurate, yes.
Exactly somewhere right around there.
Kind of in between.
Yes. As you notice, I haven't muted you guys yet. I'm going to do that on purpose today. So why don't we do this? Since I can talk about a bunch of stuff, but, we got, does anybody, like with the market going on, like right now, this is what I would focus on if I were you guys, okay? And then I want you guys to ask me questions because we got a pretty good group on today too. Like for instance, right? It's the end of September. Now, what do I think at the end of September? If you looked at my email and my social media from this weekend, it's business plan time for 2021. Now, does that mean you forget about, finishing this year strong? No, the exact opposite. Because I would imagine most people on this call have a goal to do more business next year. And in order to do that, you need a 3-month head start. And when you have a 3-month head start, okay, then you turn next year into a 15-month year, all right, because you have such momentum. There's nothing better than having an incredible January come out of the gate hot. Nothing better. Okay? So I'm going to ask for my last time. Joe McGowan, are you on the phone? No. Okay. So, I guess the answer is, okay, so here's the way, here's what you got to be focused on. Are you taking responsibility for the actions that you need to be doing every day in order to achieve your goal? All right. Now, does that one feel a little crazy when I say that? Does everybody on this call today feel, does anybody in this call feel when I say that, okay, that, that it bothers you, like you're not doing exactly what you should be doing? Anybody?
What was the question again?
Okay, you know what you need to do to achieve your goal, and are you doing it every day? That's the number one question, I think.
Is that a yes or no on a scale or on a scale of 1 to 10? Because I'll give myself like maybe a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say that, and that's good.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to be honest. I mean, I could push it harder. I think probably we all could.
Yeah, definitely we all could, and that's the key. And the closer you can get to 10, no one's ever a 10. No one's perfect. Okay, there is no perfection.
Right.
There's no perfection in the world. So what you want to do is get there as close as you can. Okay? I mean, you want to look at, and I know I'm a broken record about this. Some days I feel like broken record Rick. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, and that means that I know as an agent, like I have this really awesome group of 4 that I do every other Monday before this call. 2 from Arizona, 1 from California, 1 from Nevada. All of them, keep increasing their businesses every year. Actually, they all could be in their own individual coaching call, but they love to stay on the same group together. Great guys. And, they asked me this morning, if I was in real estate today, I'd be spending my whole morning looking for business as far as listings go and creating a pipeline. And then I would spend my whole afternoon on everything else. That's what I would do. Or at least till 11 o'clock, 8 to 11. Because if you don't have a pipeline of business now, we have 0.6. You guys have a lot of our markets have less than 1 month of inventory on the market. And here's the crazy part. All of us pray for this market. And then when it gets here, we go, whoa, I don't want it this good. Because, when I take my buyers out and I'm 1 of 5 offers, it makes it really tough. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's the goal, to get as close to what you need to be doing. Now, what does that mean? That means if I want to sell 30 homes and I sold 15, if I'm going to sell 15 this year and I want to sell 30 next year, the difference between 15 and 30 is 15. I got to talk to 15 people a day. If I'm brand new, it's the exact number. You want to sell 20 homes your first year, you talk to 20 people. Right?
Yep.
It's really that simple. Does anybody have any questions about that? I haven't muted you guys yet because you guys have been being pretty good so far. So, but if it gets cranky, I'm going to have to do that. Right, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
If I may interject, Rick, we should diversify, as I learned the hard way, diversify who we call, not just only one or two lead sources, but rather than all 5 of them.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I personally, like right now, I'd be spending a lot of time on old expireds. I would definitely go by priority. Always, you got to be keeping in touch with your sphere. And then old expireds, I think people that were on the market last year and didn't sell, and early this year is a tremendous group of people you could be calling. I also think FSBOs are a great group of people you could be calling. All right? People are thinking, well, FSBOs sell themselves. Not always. Not always, no. Okay? And matter of fact, mostly they don't. They may go under contract once, but it doesn't mean they're going to close. Okay? So great. Any other thoughts about that? So, all right. So am I taking responsibility? Like when I was an agent, this was my mantra every day. I talked to 50 people. I set 2 appointments. That's it. I know, because I knew how to do listing appointments. And even before I knew how, you go on enough, you get better. You guys have tremendous listing appointment in the VAC 2.0. All right. Take my success series. It starts tomorrow. Okay, 1 to 4. I'm doing the accelerated version, 1 to 4. All right, look for the link. The books and everything are on there. Look for the link, 1 to 4, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. It's the accelerated, high concentrated, never stops moving version of Success Series. Thank you very much. All right, every one of you, if you haven't taken it in a while, take a refresher. All right? It's like when you hear Mark talk, Mark says, my goal every day was to talk to 2 people, meeting face-to-face about their home. That's 2 appointments. If you can't do a listing appointment, that's a real one, go visit a for sale by owner. It's real. I mean, think about if you took 1 listing a week, can you imagine, or for some of you, 1 listing a week more, if you think about that, 1 contract a week. Is it possible? It is absolutely possible. So you have to take responsibility for the actions that you need to take. Now, none of you on this call need to have a goal of talking to 50 people a day, but whatever your number is, that's where it starts. Okay, and today you have a tremendous benefit called social media, but conversing on social media doesn't count until you call them. If you're going back and forth, direct messaging, look at their page, get their phone number, give them a call. That's when it gets real, I think. You have to understand.
You would call them. Would you call them? Would you call them before you ask them if you can?
Absolutely. I would just call them. I'm a salesperson. It's my job. Hey, you know what? We were going. Watch. Hey, you know what? We were going back and forth. I looked at your page. You had your number there. I mean, I have my number on if you go into my Facebook, you can find my phone number. I put it there intentionally so people can call me. If you don't want to get called, you don't put it in there. If it's in there, call them. Right? And I would say, you know what, we've been going back and forth. I figured I'd just give you a call. And if they're looking to buy or sell, they're going to be impressed by that. Remember, acting like a salesperson is critically important when people are motivated. So that's the first thought. Are you taking responsibility for the actions you need to do every day? That's the key right there. And that goes for everything in your life, your relationships, your kids, your diet, your health, your mindset, all of that is up to you because, the universe is always watching and so are you and almost nobody else is. Okay, so if you want to cut the corners, you're only screwing yourself.
Right.
Does that make sense? Does everybody understand what I mean by take responsibility for those actions?
Yes.
Okay. Now, how about this? What if you actually found a way to get excited about them? Ooh. You can actually train yourself to get excited about going to the gym, making your contacts, talking to people. I'm telling you, if you can get excited about it, even better, and I know you can. So then the next thing is so if I understand and take responsibility, what is the exact process, right? And we just talked about that. The process is my amount of contacts, who, and like, we were just saying over there. Okay, so which groups are you going to talk to, and so forth. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, I just had to mute you because it was getting a little loud because I want to keep the recording nice and clean. But all you got to do is hit *6 to unmute yourself to ask a question or interject. *6. Then you just have to remute on your own phone after you make a comment. Okay, so like Murad was just saying, what lead sources are you going to call? Break it down. I'm going to give you this quick example. I've done it before, so I apologize if you've already heard this, but I had a person I coach in Arizona, and she has, she wants to go from 15 deals to 30. Her average sale price is really good. That's doubling your income. First off, what other business can you do that legally? Double your income in a year. It's pretty awesome business. You can do that in real estate. You could do it 2-3 years in a row if you want to. Then it gets a little tougher. So as luck may have it, my theory, and I learned this at the Mike Ferry organization, is you should talk to your sphere once a quarter. Okay, so she has to go from 15 to 30, which means 15 contacts. As luck may have it, to keep the math easy, she has 300 people in her sphere. Okay, 300 people. There are 60 work days in a quarter. That's 5 a day. So there's 5 of her 15 contacts, 5 people in her sphere. She has slightly over 300 homes in her farm in the neighborhood she lives in. She should talk to them once a quarter too. She's not going to go door knocking every day because that's what she wants to do, and she's in Arizona, and she can. In Nevada, you could too if you want to. The California, you cannot. Well, you can go door knocking in California, you just can't leave anything. Okay, so she has a little over 300, 5 a day, which is really 25 a week. 25 divided by, she's going to go out twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's 13 contacts one day, 12 contacts the next day. That quantifies 5 a day for her. She agreed to that. So now she's at 10 of 15. And she's going to make up the others by talking to old expireds, because she's afraid of the new ones. Perfectly fine, talk to old ones. And a couple FSBO previews. So she's responsible for 5 more contacts a day between those two. That's how simple the math is. That's how simple the process is. Now people go, it can't be that simple. Okay, great. Here's my cell phone number. Write it down. 702-219-4329. Do that from today, September 21st, 2020, to September 21st, 2021. Okay? And call me when it doesn't work. You'll be my first call, by the way, but because I know it's going to. As a matter of fact, you'll probably call me 3-4 months into it and say, this is the best thing that's ever happened to you. I get those calls all the time, by the way. Oh my God, I didn't realize how good it would work. But you got to get to like 90 and 120 days until you see it. You got to commit to the process. I remember when I first committed to this, I committed to a year. I was like, I'm going to do this for a year. If it doesn't work, I'll have somebody to blame. That's actually what I said to Mike. He laughed, Mike Ferry, because that's who I started with. This is like 1990, 91, I think. I know, 17. I get it. Right? Newly licensed. I got a special exception from my state. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what I was in 91, but I was more than 17. All right. So, and that's it. That's the math you got to follow every day. And now listen, no one said that real estate was wonderful and glamorous all the time. If you want to have that 20 to 30% of your time be wonderful and glamorous, you got to be doing the work to get there. Just like if you want to be in great shape, to look good, there's work. Fortunately, keep getting in shape is actually easier than doing your business because it takes less time. You work out an hour every day and eat right, boom, you're going to look incredible in no time. Unless you already, if you already do, congratulations. All right. Now, it brings us to the next point, which is your business plan. Now you have to put it in writing. Then you put it in writing. This is the process that I go through with a lot of you with my coaching. This is the process your managers go through with you. Then you put it in writing. And with that means your daily schedule. With that means your daily schedule. So you have to understand that you are responsible. You have to understand the process. I just went through it. Don't complicate it because you'll try, especially you analyticals. All right. And then put it in writing. Now, well, that doesn't sound wonderful and glamorous because it's not. That's why most people don't do it. Okay. It's really that simple. Anybody have any questions about that? Hit *6 and I can hear you. *6. Joe, if you happen to get on the phone, hit *6 so I can hear you. All right? Nobody has any questions about that? Okay. So if you had to have a question, I believe this would be one of them. All right. Well, Rick, okay, so when you, what do you say when you call your sphere 4 times a year? That's a great question. By the way, all of it's in the Book of Everything. If you don't have a copy of the Book of Everything, you can email Diane R at BHHSNV, like Nevada.com. Talk to your managers. There's some all over the offices, and the scripts are in there. My little routine for my sphere was in the beginning of, like right now, okay, I would be calling them maybe about an open house or a listing or inventory's tight. You know, I'd even say to my sphere right now, I'd call them and go, hey, John, you've been in your home for 9 years now. Okay, you've been paying that sucker down. Have you ever thought about getting an investment property? The easiest way to do that is keep yours, buy a new one. Because you only got to get if you want to stay where you are, then you can probably get it for 10% down. It's a great time to buy a property right now, an investment property. It's a great time to keep your house as an investment property and move into the next one. You can do that too. That's a great idea right now with the interest rates being free. Okay, so that's one thing I'd probably be talking to him about. So another thing would be, inventory's low, and have you ever thought about selling yourself, and do you know anybody? That'd be another topic. But my little theory every year was in the beginning of the first quarter of the year, I called them and shared my goal after I talked to them. Okay, so I talked to them, hey, what's happening? How's things? How's the kids? How's soccer? How's foot? However I know them. And then I get into, by the way, John, I have a big goal this year to help, 30 people buy or sell real estate. Can I count you in? It's wonderfully, I think it's perfect to talk to people like you're a salesperson because that's what you are. You are a salesperson. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Act like one. It's perfectly wonderful and fine. Be proud of what you do. Because when they need to sell their home and get top dollar, they call a salesperson. They don't go, well, honey, who's the most non-salesperson we know? They don't call that person. They call, okay, let's call Rick because, if we need to get it done. That's the attitude you want to have with people. Right? Okay. So my second call, I swear to God, I used to call people either whether it be in the second quarter or the third quarter, and I would say, hey, it's Rick. Just want you to know that I am still in the real estate business. Who do you know that I can help? And have fun with it. But there's plenty. So that's what I would call with my sphere. Remember, you call your sphere, you check in, and you see how it's going. Almost always, and a lot of you know this because you've been doing it, they bring up real estate before you do. Hey, how's the market? Oh, I hear the interest rates are incredible. Boom, segue right into it. Well, a lot of times you don't even have to bring it up. They help you. Now, if you're one of these people thinking, well, my sphere knows me, they know what I do, they'll call me, wrong. And when you make that mistake 1 or 2 times and it costs you $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, you won't make it again. But why lose that money before you learn the lesson? Okay, I mentioned earlier old expires. Hi, this is Rick Berube with Berkshire Hathaway. I see your home was on the market a while back. It didn't sell. I was calling to see when you plan on interviewing the right agent for the job of getting the property sold. We're not. You're not? Well, I'm looking at your home here. It looks beautiful. I'm curious. Had you sold the home, where are we going to go? I still keep going with them. All right. So you just have to, look, if you don't like the right agent, which I didn't use all the time either, just say, I'm just calling to see when you plan on getting it back on the market and getting it sold this time. If you'd rather say it like that, that's fine. The key is to end with an open-ended question. When is my favorite first one? When do you plan on moving? When do you plan on getting it back on the market? When do you plan on interviewing the right agent? When do you plan on interviewing agents for the home that you're selling for sale by owner? That's a better question than if. Matter of fact, if is the wrong question because if makes it yes or no. No. Click. That's what will happen. Okay? So that's what you have to go through this process this time of year because by the time, you got like a week and then it's October. And then the momentum you're creating for the first quarter starts October 1. So how you're acting, walking, talking, being is what you're going to be doing in the first quarter of next year. Yes, of course, you still have probably 45 to, in some cases, maybe even 60 days to write business that'll still close this year. But that's not the point. The point is you want to create the momentum, the pace that you want to be on for next year now. And I always go back to this. You can't teach commitment. You're either committed to yourself or you're not. And the way you know you're committed is by the actions you're taking. Best example I can think of is your kids. You will do anything for your kids. You need to do the same thing for your income and your job. And it's a great lesson to show them. When you have a schedule, when you're making money, you have all kinds of time after work, on weekends, vacations, to spend quality time with the people around you. You definitely do if you're doing the things that you need to be doing when you're supposed to be doing them. Remember, being an independent contractor, folks, is supposed to be a gift, not a sentence, a gift. But if you're not taking advantage of the waking hours that you're supposed to be, it turns into a sentence because you're not making any money the way like you could be. Okay? People go, well, money's not everything. Okay, money makes nothing worse. Always remember that. Well, I'll have to pay more taxes because you have more money. Right. That sounds shallow. Okay. It's just a fact. You're an independent contractor. You can make X amount of dollars. Take it. Well, I don't need to make $300,000. Great. Well, what do you want to make? 110, 20, whatever you want to make. Come up with a schedule, follow it, and then you have all kinds of time to spend in your personal life. I can't tell you what your goals are, but there's a mathematical formula to get you there if you decide to take it. Especially with all the new tools you guys have with that VAC 2.0, it's an incredible unfair advantage. You have the best name brand and then all kinds of pre-branded stuff that all you need to do, okay, here he goes again. All you need to do is add your current picture. Current. Okay, which means, okay, let me tell you my definition of current. If you can't use it at the DMV, you can't use it on your marketing. That simple. What is the DMV? It's like I think it's up to 5 years. They use that same picture of you for 5 or 6 years. After that, it's too old. Okay? So that's very important that you do that. You want to advertise what you're looking like today, not 15 years ago. That's very common in real estate. It makes me laugh. Like I tell people all the time, if I have a picture with hair, it's too old. All right. I've given you guys a lot to think about this last week of September. Okay. And I'm just looking. What I would recommend is that you take these steps seriously and then you meet with your manager and do your business plan. They all have the business plan. They all know how to do it. I would sit with them and do your business plan because in your mind is great. When you reduce it to paper, that's where the magic happens. Okay. People don't have a problem setting goals. People don't have a problem achieving goals. They have a problem setting them. And setting them means putting it in writing. All right, questions for me. hit *6 and I can hear you. Question or questions? Either one's fine.
Hi, Rick. It's April.
Yes.
I was wondering, how many people do you say is a good goal to speak to a day?
Okay, so perfect example. What is your 2021 transaction goal?
Well, I'm just starting again, so I haven't set that yet. I'm doing the training program right now, the boot camp.
Okay, how much money do you want to make? Let's start with that. How much money would you like to make next year?
I'd like to make at least 6 figures.
Okay, $100,000. Okay,
Yeah.
and what office are you in?
Sahara, West Sahara.
Okay, so you're in Sahara. So the average commission is about 10 grand, I would say. Okay, so you
Right.
have to do at least, let's say 12 deals just to make it safe.
Okay.
So you have to do 1 deal a month. That's 1 contract every 4 weeks. What you need to do
Right.
is talk to 12 people. You need to talk to 12 people a day, 5 days a week, 60 days a work quarter, 240 days a year. That's what you need to do.
Okay.
And if you have any
Sounds
questions,
reasonable.
one of the best examples ever, Amanda and Suzanne. By the way, Amanda and Suzanne are incredibly
Yeah.
excellent at taking you through this process. So talk to both of them.
Perfect.
All right. And I think it was my second or third year here in your office, Valentina Rodriguez. I don't know if you know her, but she's in your office.
No.
Valentina Rodriguez was Rookie of the Year. She had 27 closings her first year. I still brag about her.
My. Incredible.
But what did she do? Her goal was to talk to 30 people a day, and I think she averaged 25, and she closed 27 transactions. She's the perfect example of the exact math I just took you through. And her and a guy named Dan Mum, who runs the Success Center, actually, he ran the Success Center till Friday. Now we have Jamal Ely running it because Dan is super busy running his team, which I totally understand. So Jamal Ely, I'm running it today. When I'm done this call, I got one more coaching call, then I'm running in there. But, so you also can come to the Success Center. Take my Success Series starting tomorrow.
Yes, I'll be there.
Okay, good. Awesome, April. I really, it's first off, it takes a lot of guts to unmute yourself and ask a question on this call. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And use Suzanne and Amanda all day, every day. They'll help you.
I sure will. Thank you. How do I mute myself now?
You don't need to worry about it. I'm just about done. So just stay right there.
Okay.
Just don't yell or say anything obscene in the next 30 seconds, okay?
Promise.
Okay. All right, folks. I got to fly. It's 8:30. You guys are the best. This has been a great call. We'll do this again in exactly 1 week. Okay. If you need me, call me anytime. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Thank you.